Hey, what's going on, guys? It's your boy Blast coming at you guys with another video. We're going to be talking about weapons today, but one of the biggest things that we've heard so far is there's going to be a specific update and Twitch drop for XDefiant players later in the day on June 10th coming up. I got a photo from their Twitter page that's going to be showing that it's out at 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, which for anybody, it's going to be 3 p.m. Eastern Time if you're using that time like myself. This is the photo of it right here. It's UB forward. That's what they're going to showcase soon. I figured to drop that info for you guys since that's what's going to impact the community as of late. And then we're going to be getting into the main part of the video. This video today is going to be about the weapons they've had for the preseason of the official launch. Season 1 is going to be around the corner, which is probably what this big update is going to be about. We're going to be going over what feels good per the gameplay and what is the meta right now, which I got to give it to it. It has got to be the snipers, which that is probably one of the most overpowered weapons in the game right now. I will go over what else could be overpowered and what doesn't get enough credit. What you will notice in this gameplay at the moment is I have been using the TAC-50 sniper and I have been really loving the MP7. At the end of the weapon ranking, we're also going to be talking about one last thing, so just wait to the end of the video. I got something else that I will go over. One of the things that is going to play a part, but not the main focus, is the time to kill in this game, which sometimes gets edgy when you play. I'm sure a lot of players have felt that way about a lot of the games they may have been in, regardless of which weapons you use in certain situations. For those that don't know, time to kill usually means the time that is taken up in a gunfight between players that determines who comes out the winner with weapons or however the fight is settled mid-game. So basically any time something happens in this game. So one of the factors that is going to be key into knowing about the weapons in this game is that when you shoot somebody first, or if you had just last hit them, it's key because it doesn't really matter most of the time. It matters partly to show the hitbox or hit registration of that player, and that's about it. Even with any metas for a weapon or whether there's a specific advantage to either player, it doesn't exactly matter. Even if you do have an advantage on somebody, just like right here, I could have had a 3-piece there and I only got one person. Other things that factor in time to kill is going around corners, jumping, if either player is already hurt by something either that player themselves had or anything else, how much health either player has or had at the time, and many other little details like that. Time to kill plays a part in the weapon rankings, like I said, but it's not going to be like a boost or something that's going to make one weapon actually better than the other because of that. I'm positive that the update later in the day from Ubisoft will tell us anything different. Alright guys, first up in the video, we're going to go over how you get the weapons and the challenges. Then we are going to talk about each setup of weapons that we know of right now. The challenges are for getting weapons that you haven't unlocked yet, and I wonder if this is how they're going to keep bringing any new weapons into the game this way. It's different from unlocking them solely based on leveling up as a player, and it's basically something that's a concept that's slightly different than even Call of Duty. The other thing is when you level up your guns, you actually have to start off with the starting weapon and actually move your way on to the next one. The attachments make these weapons so good. As you may see, I had all the challenges, and some are definitely harder than others. We're going to go from assault rifles and then all the way to snipers as our last weapons. Then I'll personally rank my favorite of each class and which is the overall pick. Starting with the rifles, you got the M4, and this is the one you have to make your way to the other assault rifles because of this gun. The M4 is not bad. It's definitely not like good when you start. It's definitely ass when you have nothing for it. It's real good with a sight and attachments for most assault rifles like this one. It makes them infinitely better without a doubt. I could tell right away with the M4 when it had to be used right at the beginning of leveling up. As for the AK-47, now this one is slightly different than the M4. The AK has more damage sometimes. It depends on when you're using it, and it also depends on if somebody on the other team is using it against you for some reason. The AK is not bad, but definitely just like the M4, when you start with nothing, bare bones, this thing is definitely garbage up close. It even has worse recoil than the M4. But it does have the damage that makes it better for longer range sometimes. So it's definitely making up for the mid to long range part of it when you actually have to damage somebody from a further distance. Now the MDR, completely trash. Garbage. This thing right here, don't even pick it up. Now, but you can use it sometimes, but this is the one that comes off of the battle pass. Now this one right here, I'm not even sure why they did it this way. You have to unlock and do challenges for weapons, and then you got one that's in a battle pass tier 10 like this. It's definitely something different. I'm not sure if this is also going to play a big part in it, but the MDR definitely needs attachments for it to even do something. It's got more mobility because it's interchangeable between SMG and all that. But the M16, that's the next one that you would unlock. The M16 is actually kind of like the M4. We love the M4 and M16 in this video though, but honestly, the M16 can be kind of dog turd too. It definitely does need some buffing to it. It says it's got firepower, but it hasn't done much. Now the ACR. The ACR is top dog. Even though it was kind of a rough, rocky start when you have nothing for it, you can definitely get something for this. If you just slap a red dot sight on this one, that's all you need. Like, you could literally just run around with this thing. I get killed with this gun so many times, even more than the AK-47. Like, there's no doubt in my mind this gun is actually really good. I still have to actually wrangle it like a dang bull. I still have to try to stay on top of this gun if I ever use it myself. It's not bad at all. It's definitely there. Alright guys, and as for the SMGs, we start off with the MP5. The MP5 is definitely not good at the start, and then you have to make your way through it. The MP5 is actually better once you get at least one attachment on it. It doesn't have to be the sight, but the sight worked out for me. The MP5 is what you actually have to use to get the other SMGs, just to even get the SMGs that you might want, like the MP7. But I will tell you that it, just like we said with assault rifles with the ACR, because the ACR was good, there was a rocky start with this one for me, but it eventually got better over time because attachments are such a joy to bring to these guns. Next is the Vector. I haven't really gotten really good with the Vector yet, but the Vector does have its moments. It does actually feel good. It just does not feel like a Call of Duty Vector as far as actually getting good enough advantages to get kills with it. But this one, it's as long as you got maybe a sight or some help with the recoil with this one, it's really good when you get into those situations to get close. But you gotta definitely have a mag for this one, man. You can't be using the regular standard magazine you get, which is like 25 shots, because like the little description would tell you, it actually goes really quick, and you're already reloading when you're running into somebody, and you run into at least 3 people at once more than 5 times in like one match a lot. Like, it's not bad. But the P90 was good for a time. It does do better than the Vector, and it does tell you that it does have firepower like the MP7, but it's really not that good. Like, it's good for times that you might use it, but overall it's not as good as it should be. Or maybe I just haven't gotten the right attachments for this gun to really say that it's doing better. But I would like to see more for the P90, because I used to always like the P90 in like Call of Duty for sure. I do want to see more potential for a gun like this one. But we all know what we're going to be waiting for next. It's going to be the MP7. Yeah, the MP7 is top dog. You can't tell me otherwise. You can tell right away with me having it almost level 30 that I was capping that thing, man. The thing that I was told, I got criticized for having a sight on it. As soon as I took a sight off of this thing went berserk. It went ballistic. I was going ham on fools, man. You can get a 3-piece with this thing. You get 3-piece chicken all the time, bro, with this freaking gun. Like it is really good. There should be no way that they should nerf this gun. It's actually doing fine. There's no problems with the MP7 whatsoever, and that's why it's top dog, because it's never put you down. You'd never want to put it down either. And overall, the MP7 takes the cake for SMGs, I gotta say. As for shotguns, which we're gonna get to now, the 870 shotgun. Out of all the shotguns right now, which is only 3, the 870 is the best. There is no doubt in my mind that this gun, although it's a pump shotgun, that's what makes it better, is because you actually don't need to worry about reloads as often as you would like with a shotgun, because you're already putting a round in. And as long as you have a shell in, you're usually safe, especially on these small maps like Arena and a couple other close quarter parts that you might run into. And you're usually good. As long as you aim body to headshot range, you should be good when you're running around somebody. But you always get hit with these dudes too. Now the double barrel, I can't say much about the double barrel or even the AA-12. I do need to do some more research on this, but the double barrel had a big meta recently with people running around with it. I have no idea why people are so good with the double barrel. I have to learn more about it, but literally the double barrel does go crazy, but it hasn't worked out for me yet. So I can't say that the double barrel sucks, but it does suck as for trying to handle it, if that makes sense. It's not a bad gun, but as far as I gathered, people are just good with it. The AA-12, it's not that good to start. As we know, like we've been saying, the main thing we've been going around with is that attachments make the gun. I haven't found an attachment that makes this gun the way it should be, but I know that there's potential for the AA-12. There's no doubt in my mind that the AA-12 is gonna be goated, especially if you slap a big mag on this puppy right here. Like, I haven't got it to use it that much because I'm so busy using the 870, and I love the 870, and the 870 probably would take over the AA-12 in this situation instead of having to worry about reloads. Next, we got the LMGs. I can't say much about LMGs because I haven't used the other two, as you can see right there. I do need to do more research, but the M249 is the best LMG. Even though I haven't actually unlocked everything, the obvious downside to LMGs is always the reloading. That's a given. But if you get to the point like I'm trying to get, where a level 11 for this gun is a smaller mag, maybe because of the output this gun does, the magazine would probably help itself. So if you have a smaller reload time, there's no doubt in my mind that this gun should be good. So I'll have to research that for next time. Now the other guns, like I said, I can't say anything about the M60 or the RPK, but I have been ripped to shreds by them too. So they're definitely not bad guns, but I have to look more. The next one we're going to go into here in a second is going to be the marksman rifle. So we have just the two right now, the Mark 20. So that is, it was really bad when I first had it. It's same as the rifles from before. It's really bad without attachments because you don't start with a sight at all. So you got to work your way into it to really feel that power it has. And let me just say, if you miss with this gun, it'll make you mad. Like, it made me mad so much. And it also, I had to get another mag for it. So if you start off, you get like 8 or 10 shots. If you get the extended mag, you get a few more shots in, so you don't have to worry about reload as much. But hey, it's actually really good. There's no doubt that the headshots are going in for this gun, and I definitely see more potential for marksman rifles to do better. It's definitely better than SVD. I have to do more research on the SVD. I have been getting clapped with this one a couple times, and I haven't been able to get to wrangling this one. It's definitely a gun that definitely would need a scope, just like we know already. This gun starts out with nothing, and you work your way to it, so that way you can make it better. So I think the SVD is probably, it's definitely less than the Mark 20, but it just needs some more work to it. Now here is where we are, guys. We are on to the snipers. So we have the M44 and the TAC-50. The M44 was absolute dog shit at the start because I had to get into working this thing to actually do better at aiming with it, and I got better at it eventually. But realistically, I think we're all going to be agreeing that we only use this gun because we had to get the TAC-50. And I leveled it up a few levels just so I can finally get the TAC-50 after using it to do overall sniper challenges. But the M44 has kind of grown on to me a little bit. The TAC-50 is the top dog. It is the MP7 of snipers right now, if you will. It is so good. I can get 3-man kills with this one. I can even get more than that because this thing is like, oh baby, it's a triple. This gun is like the Ballista or the DSR 50 off of Black Ops 2. Like, this gun is making me feel like I'm on Black Ops 2 again because of the way it plays. There's nothing bad I can say about it. It's not a sniper that starts off without a scope like the M44. It does start with a scope, so there's no disadvantages at all when you start with these guns. They're coming out strong. There's also the pistols. I can't say much about the pistols because I've only used the 3 of them. The burst one, which is the 93R, the Deagle 50, and the M9. The M9 is not bad, but you have to use it to get the other pistols from the beginning. I've been clapped with the Magnum a few times. I haven't seen many people use the 1911, but between the Deagle and the 93, they are really, really good. Alright guys, if you guys have made it this far, hit that like button and leave a comment below. I appreciate you guys sticking by for my videos and checking it out and seeing any updates that I've been putting out for you guys. It's just something small for me to appreciate, and I'm just thankful to do it for you guys. But the very last thing, which is part of what I wanted to get to, is we just took a look at the weapons we already have, and they may get reworked at any time. We have heard a few things relating to what's expected of the first update to the game, and only so many things confirmed at the time because of that. There are several posts that might just be rumors on social media, but I do want to bring it up. Since this is about reviewing guns, there's a post that went around about the next weapons that have potential to be in this game sometime, which I want you guys to see. Bam! There's up to several weapons right there with a couple of pictures. This was on the XDefiant Alert news feed, which isn't directly the people that work for XDefiant, but like I said, it is like rumors, but it would be interesting to see these weapons pop up. It says the Thompson, L115, LVOA, G36, FAMAS, FAL, Bison, and the MG5. So some of those weapons are obviously Call of Duty. Go figure, right? But it would be cool to see the Tommy gun be put in the game. That's something. If it would actually battle out with the other SMGs. And definitely a couple more snipers would be good, which I'm not sure if that's what the LVOA is. I don't remember that one, but I do remember the L115. That one was actually not bad. It was actually a really cool sniper before. But for the G36, that would be an assault rifle. FAMAS would be an assault rifle. I think the FAL, considering this game, it would be a marksman rifle. I think that's what it should be. But it could also be just an assault rifle that's semi-automatic. But it wouldn't make sense for it to exactly be part of that group for this game. The PP19, which is the name for it, or the Bison, that would be interesting to see it go against SMGs, because then it would actually compete against the P90 and the MP7 for sure, because the Bison would have like a 64 round mag, so that would be like crazy to even see that be in this game. And the MG5, if I'm not mistaken, that was a machine gun. All in all, the addition to the game would be great because it would at least give an extra weapon for every single setup aside from shotguns. Oh, wait, there's also this picture right here. Now, what do you guys think about that? Not only having these certain weapons that we have potential of them being in, another, well, I guess it's not really a rumor now. They're going to be bringing back a prestige system that Call of Duty would have. No seasonal prestiges or level cap, they apparently are saying. 10 to 15 prestiges when launched, and yearly updates to add more prestiges. Now that seems pretty interesting. Now, as far as anybody that's ever played Call of Duty like me and a few of my friends, the prestige system would go crazy. Like, if you aren't familiar with it, Black Ops 3 had level 1000 prestiges. Like, these things, this is people that play this game all the time, and it really shows when you see that level that they have in this game when you actually sit down and play it. But I just figured I'd throw this picture in as well as the weapons there. So I appreciate you guys sticking around and keeping by for this video, and I wanted to add all this information for you all in one video so you don't have to click through for anything. So I appreciate you if you definitely made it this far, even though it's already well over past in this video. But I appreciate you guys stopping by, and we're going to get back into the next video or the next live stream. I'm not going to have a set schedule for live streams yet, but we're going to figure that out here soon. Appreciate you guys, and let's blast them.